What is the ABCs of personal branding? Anyone wants to just try? Give it a try and see. Or maybe, you know what? Let me do it a bit easier for you. Let me show you what's the first one first. So the A in ABC is appearance. So how you look, right? How you package yourself is actually pretty important when it comes to personal branding. I mean, some people might tell me like, you know what? It's not important, whatever. My substance is more important than how I look. True, your substance is important, but you need to always understand that your substance needs to match your perception. That means how you look needs to be in a way representing of what you are internally, so that when people first see you in the first impression, they are able to immediately understand who you are and what you do. All right. So the A in ABC is appearance. All right. So we've got that. Now share with me, guys, in the chat box. What do you think B and C stands for? Just a wild guess. Yeah. What do you think B and C stands for? Anyone wants to try? What do you think B and C stands for? Wow, nice. Wenny and N says behavior and character. Very, very good. Very good try. So B is behavior. Spot on. All right. B is behavior. Right. So you guys got B correct. N says C is character. Okay, that's a good try, but not entirely true. Yes. Sorry if I'm pronouncing your name. I'm not sure whether I'm pronouncing your name right. Joy Shika, right? Let me know if that's a correct pronunciation. Yeah. So Joy Shika says communication. Spot on. Okay. C stands for communication. So this is the ABCs of personal branding: appearance, behavior, and communication. Now it doesn't just stop here. In my opinion, for me, you need to practice these ABCs both offline and online. Okay, so what does this mean? Offline basically means, when someone sees you face to face, physically, in real life, right? You need to actually have your ABCs consistently present, right? But more so, your online branding. That means how you are on, example, social media, whichever social media platforms that you choose, be it Facebook, Instagram, or even LinkedIn, right? You need to make sure that how you are offline and how you are online is similar, if not the same. That means the feel, the vibe, the brand positioning, the brand identity of you in real life and you online has to be very similar. Okay, because let me share with you this. I mean, I do interview many fresh graduates for my company as well, right? And I would tell you that most of them would have a really amazing online presence. That means when I check them out, when I scout them out on LinkedIn, they look amazing, right? But when I see them face to face for an interview, I sometimes might get not pleasantly surprised. Yeah, that means it just becomes so the disparity is so big that it is actually pretty detrimental to their brand, because online is so amazing and then offline is like, whoa, what, I almost did not recognize this is the same person, right? So that's why making sure that these two elements are consistent, if not the same, is so, so important. Now, the most common question I get when it comes to these ABCs is which one is most important, right? And the answer is all are equally important, but when it comes to helping an individual discover their personal branding journey, I often start with the A factor first, the appearance part, all right? Because that's always very related to first impressions. Now, speaking of first impressions, I always like to ask this question: how long does it take to build, to build, not to say to build, right? How long does it take for people to have a first impression towards you? How long does it take for people to have a first impression? 6 seconds. Great. Okay, that's a good one. Any other takers? How long does it take? Imagine yourself when you see someone for the very first time. I mean, it's the same thing here, right? I mean, I can't see you guys, but you guys can see me on the video as well. So, how long did it take for you to immediately have an impression towards me? Okay, just a second. All right, wow. Just one swipe and then you get that first impression. All right. So the statistically correct number is 7, all right? But I would say, of course, it ranges from 5 to 8 seconds, thereabouts, right? That means, you see, it's just a few seconds, 5 to 8 seconds, just so short. Sometimes you might not even have an opportunity to say anything or do anything, and people already form an impression of you. So that's how unfair sometimes society is, right? That's why when people say don't judge a book by its cover, I oftentimes feel that, unfortunately, people do, right? People do judge a book by its cover. Yeah. And right now, due to the pandemic, we see supply being more than demand when it comes to, in the workforce. This situation, right? People judging a book by its cover becomes even more prominent. Yeah. So that's why I always start with appearance. Then I move into behavior, which is, helping the individual inculcate different sort of skill sets in terms of interpersonal skills, how do you interact, build rapport with individuals. And then the third one is communication skills. That means making sure the way how you communicate, bringing across a point, how eloquent do you speak? Do you have like stage charisma? And when I say stage charisma, guys, it doesn't mean that you only need to have stage charisma when you're on stage. Yeah, stage charisma basically means like how well can you hold the room, yeah? When you speak. Do people pay attention to you? Things like that. All of these are included in the communication skill sets as well, right? So this is how I see personal branding. Okay, it is not just online, but offline, how people see you as well. All right.